happening up here. This is the warning that's in effect for parts of Lawrence, Morgan, and Limestone counties. And again, this is in the Huntsville television market. Let's pop on the velocity real quick while we're looking at this same view, and we'll just kind of see. This is both of these are pretty broad circulations at this point. The northern circulation and the southern circulation, they're relatively broad. This circulation came pretty close to Moulton. This is now east of Moulton. That's moving in the general direction of Decatur. Athens is here. This is Limestone County, and this is Morgan County. But again, that's a pretty broad look right there. I wouldn't say that's a classic tornado signature, but still, remember, respect the polygons. So if you're in a polygon, you still respect that because these can come and they go. And what the Weather Service, what they don't want to do is just cancel a warning, then reissue it and cancel it and reissue it if these things are cycling today, if they're cyclic. But again, both of these the circulation in Winston County is gone. I'll just say there is, at this moment, there is no tornado down in Winston County. The one that was down earlier has lifted. But the Weather Service, they're going to keep this warning in effect for a little longer to see if it tries to come back. And up here in the Tennessee Valley, kind of the same thing for the circulation here in the eastern part of Lawrence County. That'll be coming up toward, again, Decatur and the Tennessee River here shortly. That's pretty broad, and we'll see if that can ultimately tighten up again. So it's 8:24, and again, this is going to be a morning, midday type event. This is not going to be some all-nighter. Once this line of storms passes, that's it. It's basically going to be a one and done. But again, we're getting multiple reports from the community of Delmar that a tornado has hit there in Winston County, or at least there's significant damage. And again, we're kind of watching some of the reports coming out of there. And for those that don't know, Delmar is between Natural Bridge and Haleyville. That's on the Highway 13.
At Williams Cancer Institute, we take the fight of cancer directly to the tumor. We go to the tumor.
13, and that would be at about the time the warning was issued by the Weather Service. And again, that's going to be the deal. These tornadoes are going to get down really quick. But again, multiple reports of damage coming in from Delmar, which is south of Haleyville, and the community near the community of Ash Ridge. And we all know that the tornado was down. We saw the debris being lofted. We're getting some reports of entrapment as well, with people perhaps trapped in homes. But typically when that happens, that's because of falling trees. We don't know specifically of any injuries from any of these tornadoes that we've seen so far today in the state. But again, we have potential for structural damage in Winston County with this storm. This is the tornado watch, by the way, and you can see the counties in yellow. This is until 1 o'clock this afternoon. This includes Anniston, Gadsden, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, basically the northern half of the state. So let's go back to our Winston County storm, and the tornado has dissipated at this point. Which is a good thing. But again, we all know that we certainly have had some tornado damage up and through here. If we can take WEXO 5, I don't know who's punching back in the back today, but from time to time, we're going to be showing some viewer video. Thank you, Vic. Let's take it, if we can, WEXO 5. This is what it looked like coming through Haleyville. And again, you can see hail falling, and the tornadic circulation was south of Haleyville in Winston County. There's no damage in Haleyville. There was no tornado activity there, but this is an example of some of the hail that has been falling in many places across the state today. So let's go back to the radar. It's 8:27, and we still have a tornado warning in effect for Winston County, but the tornadic circulation is dissipated. At this moment, there is no tornado, but we still want people to stay sheltered if you're in this polygon, and this is for a small part of Winston County that is north of US 278. US 278 is right here. Double Springs over to Addison. And again, that's your polygon right here, a relatively small part of northern Winston County. But Taylor, if we could put let's back it up. I want to show the debris signature again with this as it came through Winston County. So we might want to, if we can back this up a little bit. And again, some of the first reports of damage coming in from right here around the community of Delmar. this is where we started to see the damage reports, and watch the debris right here being lofted. And again, there's Del Mar right here. We had tornado damage here, and now the debris is being lofted, and you can see it coming right over areas north of Double Springs. And again, ultimately it dissipates. So clearly we've got damage in this broad zone right in through here from Del Mar back over to Ash Ridge. And again, at the moment, we don't have any sign of any tornado activity. That has pretty much ended. So there's a look at the velocity. And again, that's the tornado. Again, it came through Del Mar right here. And it'll come right through Ash Ridge, which is located right here along 157. And then it dissipates really before it gets to Alabama Highway 33. And at this point, we have no evidence of a tornado here, just a very broad, weak circulation. But the Weather Service will keep this. Any reports on your end, Taylor?
Seeing kind of the same thing that you've been saying, reports in the Del Mar community of damage coming in along 471 is where I've seen those damage reports coming from. Haven't seen any photo evidence or anything like that yet, but we do know there was a tornado on the ground. Of course, it takes some time. After this tornado moves through, everybody's kind of trying to collect themselves and figure out what's going on. And as soon as we get more photo...
All right, and I'm out. Peace.